Hello, this is the Forest Daughter and part 4 of Wood's Edge Double Journals. What I'll be doing today is polyurethaning the center folds so that the ink does not wear off and that you can meditate on them and handle them a lot because they're so beautiful. What I'll be using is this Duraclear matte varnish. I got it at Michael's. It wasn't very expensive. It's very easy to clean up with water before it dries. I've poured it into a ceramic plate and I'll be using a flat brush to spread it around. As soon as the first layer dries, you can put on the second, and I'll be putting on 2 layers. So it's pretty simple, you just go for it. So I glued the 2 pages together that makes the center fold. And it's been so humid today and yesterday that even stacked between paper towels under heavy books last night, they did not dry. So I let them dry with a fan on them a little bit, trimmed up the edges a little bit more. And it's a little hard to see this. It just spreads on really easy, like a clear paint. And I don't mind if it's perfect or not, because if you have a little bit of ridges left, it gives it a feeling of an oil painting. I'm not a perfectionist, for sure, but I think that's why junk journals work so well for me. So I'll be putting on 2 layers, 1 in each direction, letting it dry in between, which does not take long. When I'm done, cleanup is just water and a little Dawn detergent. Be sure to clean your brush well because it will dry out hard as a brick. I go through a lot of brushes because I forget. So what this will do is let you handle the center folds without taking off the dark green inks. The darker inks tend to rub off of smooth cardstock with a lot of handling. And I like you to be able to open a centerpiece and meditate on it because these are so beautiful. And there goes one of my kittens. Oh, she's almost full grown now. I usually will add beads to the signature strings or little charms that are fun to handle. Okay, so that's 1 in 1 direction. It's that fast and that simple. I'm going to set it aside and let it dry and start the next. I have 10, so I'm only going to probably show you 2 because that'll let the first layer of polyurethane varnish dry. Doesn't take very long, not very complicated, not very expensive, and it adds durability. I also polyurethane the top piece of the cover if I'm doing decorative paper on the cover. Again, it just adds a little bit of protection, but I wanted to make sure that the paper was completely dry, the glue in between the 2 layers, the front and the back, so that the polyurethane didn't seal in the moisture. Took an extra step this time, a little fan work. And then a pressing, so they've actually been pressed 2 nights between paper towels under heavy books with the fan on for a little while in between. Today it's sunny and the humidity isn't as high, so I'll be able to get more done. I used to be real careful and thorough about spreading this, but I found out that it just really didn't make that much difference one way or the other. So I'm bringing back the first one. I have a little bit of a wet spot here. I'm going to spread out some of the spots that are a little high. And it's almost dry. So I'm going to go ahead and do a 3rd one while these 2 are drying and then go back to the first one. God, I love these images. Aren't they beautiful? Like I said, clean up is water on a damp cloth. Not hard, not complicated. Certainly shouldn't be scary, so go ahead and get your bottled polyurethane. I'm using matte because I don't like shiny with the tea-dyed paper, but if you're doing a more mod look or gothic look with lots of blacks, you certainly can get something that's a little shiny and it'll be beautiful. I didn't want glare on mine, so this is matte, but you can definitely go for something bolder. So doing all 10, 5 center folds, 5 signatures each book, Won't take long, then I'll stick the fan on them and let them dry thoroughly before I fold them. I'm thinking I will round the corners before I put them in the journals. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the first one. What was this one? And run the varnish the other way. Getting to the fun stuff, I finished putting together all 10 signatures yesterday, tearing the edges of the heavy-duty tea-dyed paper. My gosh, my hands are sore this morning. But I like the way it looks, and I'll show you here at the end. I found some leftover paper from Joann's. I am going to miss Joann's. It's a kind of a cotton fabric-based paper that looks like an old-time wallpaper. I'm thinking from the 1880s or 90s, to put on as a wrapper for a couple of the signatures, just because it's so pretty. You may not be able to see this. Flip it around here. And these will actually dry pretty flat. And if they don't, I'll stick them under a heavy book for another night. Plus, once they're in the book and they're laid flat, they continue to get more and more flat, kind of like tea-dyed paper does. Okay, it's still glossy wet. That's all there is to it. So that's one out of the 10 cross lines. And I wanted to show you some of the signatures. So this is that beautiful paper from Joann's. Gonna do 5 in a book. I tried to mix and match light and dark tea-dyed paper. I put in a few little sheets for hidden messages or recipes or spells. And I'm going to decorate the pages with some of those soft greens. So that's what got done today, and I'll see you for the next